Hey everyone out there watching, it's JT from Keystone Crew Outdoors. Welcome back to Keystone Crew's Fantasy Fishing Pick Show. We've got a lot to get into to wrap up the season and put a bow on it. As always, I'd love it if you liked our videos and subscribe to the channel, especially if you like or use the advice on here to help make your picks. I took a couple of weeks off to kind of let the controversy settle from the last event at the St. Lawrence River. If you follow the Bassmaster Elites, and I'm assuming you do since you're watching this, you probably know that things got a bit spicy there in that last event. JT Tompkins was disqualified from the event for failing the polygraph test, and Robert G. and the Johnston brothers were at war, at least if you believe what you see on the internet. Turns out, even the elites don't know the ins and outs of the controversies, and some have even come out and stated that things were so blown out of proportion and the internet ran with it, even though it was a non-issue. I didn't really want to talk about it because it brings negativity to the sport that already had a very difficult PR year between forward-facing sonar and rookies versus veterans for all the wrong reasons and some huge shocking retirements in this last event. But I do want to talk very quickly about it before we hop into our results and shout-outs for the season for the Keystone Crew groups and for our fantasy fishing games. First off, Chris Johnston and Robert G. came down to the wire for AOI, with Chris Johnston clinching the win on day 3 of the final event. The lead up to that, though, wasn't look at these two amazing anglers and an up-and-coming rookie who fished just about every event strongly, and this veteran who has an amazing track record, staying in the top 10 for almost every day he's fished at the St. Lawrence River since he joined the Elites. Seriously, look it up. There's like 2 or maybe 3 days that he wasn't in the top 10 out of like 20-plus days there throughout his elite career. The story shifted instead to this punk rookie needs to learn respect for this veteran and stop crying like a baby, or this veteran should know better than to bully this rookie. Turns out this was all nonsense, contrary to popular belief. Mercer has a video posted to his YouTube channel where he interviews Robert G., and he's going to do one with the Johnson brothers, I think, as well. So you can go check that out if you want to know more about what happened there. Also, we had JT Tompkins getting disqualified for breaking a rule. Supposedly, there was evidence that he was getting information on where to fish from locals or something like that. He failed the polygraph test and was DQ'd. Not being there, we'll never know how things really went down. This rookie class got a lot of heat from the veterans between the forward-facing sonar and different little cheating scandals, if you want to call them cheating scandals. I'm going to throw this out there to you guys. Earlier in the season, Milliken and McKinney had issues and were penalized. Now Tompkins was finally DQ'd. Is it rookie mistakes? Or do they know what they're doing? Leave me your thoughts in the comments section. Maybe we'll have a little debate going on there. I also don't feel like, though, some of these rookies got fair press. Everyone was up in arms over them. But you barely heard about the veteran Brian New being DQ'd at the Sandy Cooper for something that he did. You can look that up on your own. I don't really want to get into all the negativity and different things like that. But instead of the awesome AOI points race being the story, those were the stories. The other end of this was surprise retirement announcements from Rick Clunn, Frank Talley, and, Mark Zona from Bass Live. Instead of taking time to celebrate their amazing careers, we're talking about cheating and who fished too close to me on public water. All right, okay, recap over. Let's jump into how the Keystone Crew's picks fared in our last fantasy fishing event for the 2024 season. I know, I'm sad too, guys. I wish we had a couple more events, but we don't, so let's get into it. First off, if you had a perfect roster, this is what it looked like. You had Chris Johnston in 4th, Drew Benton in 7th, Shane LaHue in 6th, Paul Mueller in 11th, and Mike Huff at 39th. Your top possible score for that would have been 1,327 points. In Bucket A, our power rankings finished like this. Chris Johnston 4th, Corey Johnston 1st, Cooper Gallant 84th, Jay Shakurit 32nd, and Justin Hamner 61st. Cooper Gallant was penalized for making it back late. There was a lot of boat issues this year on the St. Lawrence. Everybody trying to make that long run from Waddington to the lake. So the boats took a beating. So a lot of these anglers that you thought were going to be great had boat issues or trouble making it back. I know a lot of people had to be towed or, jumped in with a fellow elite to get back there. In Bucket B, the power rankings finished like this. Taco Ito, 36th. He was the one who had boat trouble, unfortunately for us. Justin Atkins, 34th. Brandon Polnick, 95th. Stetson Blaylock, 18th. And Kyle Welcher, 75th. In Bucket C, we had Austin Felix finish 49th. Seth Fighter, 48th. Bob Downey, 79th. Jeff Gustafson, 15th. And Jonathan Kelly, 41st. In Bucket D, we had Clark Wenlett, 44th, Bryant Smith, 33rd, Kenta Kimura, 24th, Paul Mueller, 11th, and Caleb Koopfall, 66th place. In Bucket E, we had Joey Cifuentes, 86th, brutal season for Joey on the elites. Matt Robertson, 40th. Bernie Schultz, I don't know what happened to him. I thought he was going to do much better, 100th. Maybe he had some issues too. Rick Klund, 68th, and Ed Lochran, 67th place. For the last event of each season, I matched the Keystone picks with my own picks, and this is how they finished. So we matched there. Chris Johnson, 4th, Taco Ito, 36th, Austin Felix, 49th, Clark Wenlett, 44th, and Joey Cifuentes, 86th. So all of them but Joey made our day 3 cut, the top 50 fishing, so that wasn't too bad. For Drain the Lake, we finished like this. Cooper Gallant, 84th, Taco Ito, 36th, Chris Johnston, 4th, Corey Johnston, 1st, Paul Mueller, 11th, Kyle Welcher, 75th, Clark Wenlett, 44th, and Tyler Williams, 12th. Did pretty good in Drain the Lake this time around. Tie-breaking weight, we said was going to be 103 pounds, 12 ounces, and the actual weight was 102 pounds even. So that's how our picks and everything shook out at the St. Lawrence. But let's go for the reason you're probably watching for some of our shout-outs and our leaderboards. Let's see how you guys fared in Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing and Falcon Rod's Bassmaster Drain the Lake Challenge in the Keystone Crew Group leaderboards. First, Rapala Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing, our last board for the season. We've got R.A. Clark, R. Clark in first. Zipper 81, Z. Brandhorst in second. Hog Hunter 74, B. Thompson in third. Triton 3112, D. Tinsman in fourth. And LBVDM, L. Vandermerwe in fifth. If you're wondering how the Keystone Crew picks finished, we finished the season 8th out of the 71 in our group, and my personal picks finished 22nd with the personal count. Congratulations to our Rapala Fantasy Fishing Champion, R.A. Clark, R. Clark. You were in the top 5 almost all season. Very difficult to do, so congrats again. Our overall leader for the event at the St. Lawrence River was C. Goodson with a total of 1,203 points for the event. If you went with our picks all year, here's how you finished. Our meter was at 99.2%, which was good enough for 263rd overall. And our total points for the season were 10,575. Now on to our final leaderboard for the season for Falcon Rod's Bassmaster Drain the Lake Challenge. We've got Bassman 0205 B. Woodruff in first. Kentucky Christian Outdoors J. Hall in second. Fisher G. C. Gayton in third. Missileman 77 R. Thompson in fourth. And C. Goodson in fifth. If you're wondering how Keystone Crew / myself did, because I use the same picks, We were tied for 7th place overall in our group. Congratulations to our Falcon Rods, Bassmaster Drain the Lake Challenge champion, Bassman0205, B. Woodruff. You definitely planned right and used the anglers in the correct tournaments. Congrats again, really tough to do. Our overall leader for the event at the St. Lawrence River was Triton3112 D. Tinsman. I think. It says 2 for some reason, which would bump everybody up a slot, so I guess since it's not showing number 1, number 2 would be number 1. Maybe it's a glitch on Bassmaster's site or something like that, which is good for everybody because we all move up a spot. Yay! If you went with our picks all year, here's how you finished in Drain the Lake. 97.4% overall for your meter. 994th overall with the total of 16,412 points. Pretty darn good. We made a real good comeback in Drain the Lake. Thank you all so much for tuning in this season and making it our biggest year yet. You guys are helping us reach our next milestone of 300 subscribers. I appreciate all the views, the likes, the subscribes, and keep those comments coming. If you tune in specifically for fantasy fishing, that's great. But in the off season, I'd love it if you watch some of our actual fishing videos. I know they're a little raw and they're a little long. Since it's our first year, I'm trying to get better. I'm new to this editing thing and finding the time to go fishing and what you guys might like. Like I said last year, if you guys stay interested and the channel grows through subscribers and views, then I could do prizes for events and maybe even give away some lures we use in our videos. Who knows? We'll see what happens with that. Remember, I'm a small-time guy. I'm funding it all out of my own pocket, so I'll try to do my best, but it won't be anything too crazy. We launched some social media pages this year, too. You can follow us on Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, and we have a Facebook group. Working on getting an actual Facebook page here for the group so we can, all stay in contact in the off season. If you haven't checked them out, I'd really appreciate it if you did. Remember, the channel can only grow through your views and subscribing, so keep up the good work. One last time for the fantasy season. It makes me sad, but I'll catch you next time.